米大リーグドジャースの大谷翔平選手は、日本時間17日に行われたロッキーズ戦に、1番 DH で先発出場しました。大谷選手の強烈な一打が、試合の流れさえも変えました。ドジャースが1点を先制された直後、初回の攻撃で迎えた打席。大谷選手はロッキーズ先発のウアン・マルケス投手が投じた4球目。真ん中付近に入ったナックルカーブを完璧に捉えました。打球速度は111マイル、約 178.6 キロ。飛距離は448フィート、約 136.6 メートルと、文句なしの一発がライトスタンドへ一直線に突き刺さりました。打球の行方を見届けた大谷選手は、バットを高く掲げると悠然と走り出しました。この衝撃的な一撃に、MLB 公式のロッキーズ地元中継では落胆の色が隠せませんでした。解説の氷、サリバン氏は、
あらら、
と声を漏らし、実況のドリュー・グッドマン氏は、
もう同点ですよ。もう少しで場外弾でした。
とコメントしました。さらに、サリバン氏は、
外野手がピクリとも動かないのを見れば、とてつもなく良い打球だったことはよくわかりますよね。もう少しで場外へ行ってしまうところでしたね。
と、大谷選手の打球に呆れたような驚きの声を上げました。グッドマン氏も、
このボールは迷子になったでしょ
う。と語り、その破壊力を表現していました。この模様をドジャース側の実況と合わせて日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
We've learned to not question Dave Roberts' methods, Jerry. I have no idea what the future Hall of Fame skipper is doing here, but just keep winning on Doc.
Well, he's what he's doing. He's digging. He's digging for gold right now. Remember, gold is up. Gold is up.
Dodgers going for the sweep in 45 minutes. No more?
I was just thinking, he's like, okay, when Decoy's at home, does he?
All right, Jack, we're going to have a little fun with you right now because when we watch you pitch, we see fastball, slider, curveball. All three pitches have been effective for you here at the big league level so far. But if you can steal one pitch away from any of your teammates and apply that to make that part of your repertoire, whose pitch are you going to steal and why?
That's a good question. I think I'm going to have to go with maybe like a Ben Casperia sweeper, just because, a lot of my pitches are north-south, fastball, curveball, slider right in the middle. So if I could throw them off with something that moves heavy east to west, I think that would be a good addition to the arsenal.
So not the fork ball that your teammate Roki Sasaki likes to throw.
Don't get me wrong, the splitters from Roki and Yoshi are unbelievable pitches. I just think in terms of helping my arsenal specifically, a sweeper might be more effective. But those pitches are unbelievable, and I'm so lucky to be a part of the team where I get to watch them, and catch play and stuff like that.
But I also want to ask you about your teammates. You're sitting down in the bullpen, and this is obviously your rookie season. You get a chance to see Mookie Betts on an everyday basis. Obviously, the big show, Shohei Ohtani. How impressed have you been? Like, man, our guys are pretty legit.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Like you said, you come to the field and you watch games and you see somebody on the team, 1 through 9 in the lineup, do something that you've never seen before, whether that's on offense or defense or even on the mound. And so I'm just incredibly thankful and lucky to be a part of this team. We've put together such a good amount, such a good group of talent. And so, to be able to learn from each and every one of those guys is really special. So I'm just thankful to be a part of it.
Teoscar Hernandez back in the lineup, Jerry, against the Rockies. He loves playing against them. We saw in the 13 games last year, he hit 5 bombs and had an OPS close to 1,000.
Yeah, it's the Rockies. There's just some of these teams, you have their number. And there's some teams that have your number. It's called baseball. It's the big leagues for a reason. He feels comfortable. Maybe a certain pitchers, certain zones, atmosphere in Colorado. It's a great place to hit. Teoscar Hernandez loves hitting Dodger Stadium, loves hitting in Colorado. So it's a formula for success for Teoscar Hernandez.
Well, we were talking about earlier, when you look at the guy that has the best offensive numbers on this team, he's not playing today. You know, he's getting the day off. So Austin Barnes in there because that's Will Smith and what he's been doing. He's been a run producer. So what do you do when Will Smith, oh, we put in a guy, Teoscar Hernandez. You're able to put him back in, who's an incredible run producer. Listen, we know he's been under the weather. That's why he wasn't in there. I know he was feeling like he could play yesterday, but they said give him one more extra day, which I think was smart as well. So it is good to see Teo back in that lineup.
And back in that cleanup spot for the Dodgers tonight as they go for the sweep.
When you play alongside some of the greatest players we've seen in this game, have you found that it's just elevated your game to another level as well?
I think so. I mean, there's definitely aspects of the guys' games that I take, you know, whether that's just from the daily routine or the way they approach pitchers or the plan that they have. And I think just, you know, kind of having the expectation to succeed here, you know, just the more we win games, you know, it kind of builds our confidence, and we just have the expectation that we should come through in those big situations. And I mean, our team is just full of clutch players, so, you know, I kind of just want to contribute to that.
Tommy Evans second on the Dodgers in RBIs with 14. Number one in RBIs, Jerry, is Teoscar Hernandez, and he is back in the lineup tonight after missing the last 2 games because of a stomach bug. It's always good to have your top run producer back in there.
Without a question, I'm glad he is back. Obviously, historically, he's done a great job against the Colorado Rockies. A little bit more of the same tonight for Teoscar. A run producer back in our lineup, always a great sight to see.
When you have those teams that you know you do well against, you're going, I don't want to be sick. You're itching to get back out there. And I know he wanted to get back out there yesterday. They said, take one more day. Good to see him back out there.
Rockies up 1-0, and Shohei Ohtani naturally will lead it off for the Dodgers. He and Tommy Edman, the only 2 players for Dave Roberts to appear in every game this year. 4th start for Herman this year. His first outing in Philadelphia was a brilliant one, 6 shutout innings.
Second one, not so brilliant, but again, the weather was cold, couldn't really feel the baseball, led to 6 walks against the A's. Last start against the Padres, also not phenomenal, 5 earned runs, did give up a walk, but guess what? Here at Dodger Stadium, he's pitched phenomenally well.
And that is not an overstatement. Oh man, now the game's tied. That thing almost left Dodger Stadium. Home run number 6 on the year for Ohtani, his second in the series.
You can see the numbers on the screen, 111 miles an hour, 427 feet. You know it is hit incredibly well when the outfielder never budges. For Herman, that is a slider that is just spinning a cement mixer in the middle of the plate. Watch Martini and right. He gave it a step, and then he glances up, and that almost literally left the building.
Yeah, it's probably the longest homer I've seen hit to right field. I mean, Matt Holliday hit one where they used to have palm trees in the bullpen.
Yeah, he hit one halfway up that palm tree, Spilly, that was beyond the bullpen and left. Doesn't exist anymore, as we mentioned.
Yeah, he hits the ball so hard. Oh.
Yeah, that ball was lost. That's his 10th home run against the Rockies since he put on a Dodger uniform. His 24th RBI against the Rockies as a Dodger. Mookie strikes out.
That is the 997th strikeout for Herman Marquez, and it's a good one on Mookie Betts. But I like to bounce back, not letting that leadoff homer by Shohei affect him.
He's a veteran guy, and you just move on. Freddie Freeman will come up. Freddie, back-to-back multiple hit ball games in this series. So I was saying a moment ago when you mentioned how well Herman has pitched. Oh boy. We want to tell you how well he's typically pitched at Dodger Stadium, but this is turning into a rough first inning. Home run Ohtani, home run Freeman. That's Freddie's third. 2-1 LA.
Navigating this first 3, we talked about it. They're MVPs for a reason.
Yeah, and then they typically have, you know, Will Smith or Teoscar Hernandez right behind the big 3.
8th man to hit in the inning will be Andy Paz.
Yeah, Ryan just hoping to get a one pitch out and just get out of this inning, because once you start getting to 35, 40 pitches.
Yeah, and their other designated long guy was Bradley Blaylock, and this is line to left for a base hit. Conforto has scored. Edman coming home. Throw is offline. It's a 2-run single for Paez, and it's a 4-run first for LA. And the Rockies, quick 1-0 start. Seems like 100 years ago. Austin Barnes at the plate. Pitch number 36. And this ball's rifled to left. That'll score at least one. The trail runner is Paez. He's coming home, and he's going to score standing up. First hit of the year. A 2-run double for Austin Barnes. It is 6-1 LA. Oh, man.
You could have scripted it any worse for the Rockies. You know, you're trying to get a win. It's 0-5 on this road trip, and you have Herman, you get a 1-run lead, and worst case scenario has just happened. The knuckle curve is just staying up.
And Shohei lines this to right. Barnes will score easily. 7-1. It's ridiculous. I mean, you had a feel-good start. The Rockies had not had a lead in a game since leaving Coors Field. You get the clutch 2-out double from Farmer. And unfortunately for Herman, he's going to be gone after 2 outs in the first inning. And it's 7-1. As if things couldn't get any worse.
Right-hander Germán Márquez is the first pitch to Shohei Ohtani and just misses a hair low. The thinnest of hairs. Shohei's 3 for 9 in the series with 5 runs. That's in the seats foul. Of course, the heavy lifting done in the series opener, 3 for 5 with a home run, 3 runs scored. He was feet away from a couple more home runs, a 81-foot fly out to right center, then 376 flying out to left center. Takes time after falling behind 1-2. Marquez with a 1-2 pitch. And Shohei hammers it. Ohtani obliterated. 427 feet. We're tied just like that.
And after the swing and miss, 95 miles an hour, he took that time out, kind of recollected himself. 2 strikes. I mean, just absolutely annihilated the baseball.
13th leadoff home run of his career.
Oh.
Any questions about that? No.
It's the sound.
Fans in here at Dodger Stadium didn't fare much better. Rockies were hoping the arm of Herman was going to lead him to a victory, but in the first inning, Ohtani happened. After the Rockies scored in the first, it ended up being a barrage. Freddie Freeman added a homer as well. Herman, the shortest outing of his career, 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs. There was a play that might have swung it. Michael Conforto base hit that may have gotten them out of the first inning, but then the pouring on of offense from the Dodgers, just relentless.
Buddy, let's start with Herman today. The first inning, rare. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I saw, something similar. The 5th inning in San Diego. A lot of misses in the middle. From the Ohtani hanging curveball, the Freeman fastball, middle. And then as the inning went on, I thought his tempo sped up, in between pitches. Now there's some, there's a pitch clock variable in here, right? That, pitchers only have, 18 seconds there with men on base. So there's got to be some pace to getting your sign and making your pitch. But I talked to Herman, and I just thought it was a little bit too quick. Him and Braxton were working a little bit too fast, especially when they started getting guys on base. So, and from that point, I don't think he ever really regrouped after the, Farmer made a nice stop, and Michael couldn't, grab the ball, the low throw. From that point on, he couldn't really regroup and make a pitch to get out of the inning. So again, I mean, he'll, even as veteran as he is, he'll learn from this. But I think the bottom line was too many pitches in the middle of the plate and just a little bit elevated.
Bottom of the first, it's Shohei Ohtani leading it off. And quickly, Nomar, he ties this game.
I mean, here's a breaking ball right over the middle of the plate. This is one where a pitcher lets it go, and he's like, oh, no, I hope they miss it. He did not. He hit it a long, long way in the back of the pavilion over there in right field.
I mean, we talk about light tower power. Mercy. Little ode to Fat Five Freddy. Nice little holding of the bat.
Very next batter is Mookie Betts. And Mookie's going to take a shot at Shohei in the dugout. Fouls one off.
Well, he's hurting baseballs, and the baseball wanted its revenge, right?
Wow. I still think the baseball got hurt hitting Shohei.
And then the Dodgers have batted around when Shohei Ohtani comes to the plate. And Nomar, his second hit of the inning.
I mean, fastball down and in, and he just drops the barrel on that. He squares that up. Another RBI knocking him in. He's probably going, all right, this is great. I have somebody on base, scoring position, have to come through.
Carl's Jr. moment of the game, Jerry. It's Shohei Ohtani starting off a 7-run first inning with his 6th home run.
Love to see it. When he walks up at the plate, like old Sarge used to say, Gary Matthews Sr., he's already in scoring position. 1-0, good guys right there in the bottom half, able to tie it up right there. That's what the big show does. Gets her right back in the game.
Technically, it tied the game at 1-1, but then he knocked in the 7th run of the...
I came back to it.
大谷翔平選手の特大本塁打を受けて、MLB 公式のサラ・ラングス記者は自身の X を更新しました。ラングス記者は、448フィートと簡単の声を上げた上で、翔平・大谷はドジャースの選手として、445フィート、約 135.6 メートル以上の本塁打をこれまでに12本放っています。2015年にスタッドキャストが導入されて以降、これはドジャースの選手の中で2位より2本多い記録です。と紹介しました。さらに、まだ所属して2年目なのに、とコメントし、大谷選手が放つ圧倒的な特大アーチの多さに驚きを隠しきれない様子を見せていました。ご視聴ありがとうございました。これからも大谷選手のさらなる活躍から目が離せません。チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いします。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。